Uh, okay, I got the most serious news of all time. There was this video game called The Crew, and it got shut down because of Ubisoft. Ubisoft completely shut down The Crew, the video game. And not only there was a licensing issue that made it where the licensing went away and people's digital storefronts were completely disappeared, but also since the crew was completely off online, the disc version of the crew is completely gone. If you have the disc of the crew, if you try to put in the console, you cannot access it anymore. And this is a bad warning sign for game preservation. I mean, if a company could shut down a game and it's all online, that could be a serious problem with the disc version. Like it's basically a key to access it. If you can't even access the offline mode if it's all online, then you're completely screwed. See, this is why I love this is why I clamber for physical media. But at the same time, it's like if certain media is always online, you could lose access to the disc. I mean, this is the reason why I don't want to switch to an all digital future. I mean, the licensing issues and these game preservation is so important, and these corporations thinks that they can get away with it and just completely gutter your purchase. Luckily, there has been a lawsuit. There's two people that bought this game and they're suing. And this court case is making headway. Governments are taking note that the crew that got shut down, it completely screwed over the players. Anyone that bought it is screwed. They cannot access this game. And the government is taking note of this. This lawsuit is going to spread. And this is really good news for game preservation. But at the same time, it's like mind boggling because that means if one day, if Xbox, Nintendo, or Sony shuts down, you won't have access to your game unless there's an offline mode. And I wish I was joking about this, but this is really serious for game preservation. And with 87% of the game population when it comes to old games being just completely gone from existence, dude, game preservation is really getting bad this generation. And because of climate change, all this physical stuff is going away. And since the digital storefronts like Nintendo DS and 3DS, there was multiple games fronts that were completely shut down, like Xbox 360, PlayStation Portable. I mean, the Wii, just so many storefronts have gotten shut down, and has made game preservation absolute hell. And this is not a problem that's gonna go away. We seriously need government to intervene like now before it's too late, because if we let this keep happening, who knows how many games will lose, and just so many games are going to be lost to time and people can't access anymore. This is why emulation is so popular. That's why big corporations are trying to get rid of emulating, because they want to control us. They want an all digital future so they can control your right to buy a game and just completely get rid of it. And thing is, this is only the beginning of the fight. We need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting for physical and digital and make sure that we have game preservation, because if we don't, just imagine. I mean, I got Xbox One Series X games right over here, and if one day Xbox shuts down, I could lose everything. This is why I'm worried about the corporations that are this is happening financially. I'm afraid that one day these big corporations will shut down and all your games will be gone from history. This is the hardest topic I have ever had to cover. The most biggest. We need to fight for media in general. We cannot let corporations take control of our lives, take away our games. I mean, basically shutting down a game and making it inaccessible when you paid for it is basically like someone breaking into your house and vandalizing all your stuff right in front of you. That's what it is when it comes to game preservation. If they can take away your game, it's just like them breaking into your house. And that is totally unacceptable. I'm hoping that governments, not just in America, but governments all over the world, take note of this and preserve these games. And heck, they are saying that they want emulated games as playable games. This is the future of game preservations, emulation. And people are doing a very good job when it comes to preserving these games. Corporations hasn't been doing a good job of it. Us fans has been doing most of the heavy work to make sure your game is preserved. This is such a hard topic to talk about for you and for me. But let's just pray and hope that we can have legislation passed and we can play these classic games again, maybe like re-release or something. I am just praying that we can play these games again. Think about it. 87% of classic games are just gone. And not only that, but corporations has already shut down all the gaming websites when it comes to classic games, whether it was Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, basically all of them are shut down. So this is a bigger time to fight for physical and digital media at hand. We cannot be at the mercy of these corporations. It cannot stand. And we need to unite as we stand for not only physical but also digital.